Have you been struggling with procrastination? Has God put a vision or idea or dream in your heart, but you haven't started yet? Listen, in this video, we're going to deal with the procrastination once and for all. Walk with me. And who am I? I'm Billie Miller, the motivational minister. And they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And today I'm going to be teaching a message called Don't Stop at the Start. And this is a message that's dealing with procrastination. See, listen, if you continue to procrastinate, you're going to eventually wind up quitting. You're going to end up giving up on your dream, on your vision, or whatever that idea is. Listen, I built a community of believers here who refuse to give up, who refuse to quit. Welcome to my community. And listen, as a way to welcome you to my community, I want to give you my free book called You Can't Quit Now. If you like a copy of this book, just comment book in the comment section, and I'm gonna give it to you at no cost. Even if you're already a part of this community, but you don't have this book, just comment book in the comment section, and I'm gonna send it to you. Listen, are you dealing with procrastination? I got 3 questions for you. Just 3 questions, okay? So listen, let's get to question number 1. Question number 1 is, do you have a vision? Do you have a dream? Has God put something in your heart? Maybe it's a book idea. Are you supposed to write a book? Maybe you need to start a business. Maybe it's you need to start a ministry. Do you have some sort of invention? What is it? Do you have something that's in your heart? Listen, I want you to comment yes in the comment section if you do, or if you don't. If you don't have a vision, write no. Write yes or no in the comment section. This is your way to participate. That's question number 1, right? Yes or no. Do you have a vision? Question number 2. Let's get to question number 2. If you answer yes to question number 1, do you want to fulfill it? Do you want to fulfill the vision? Do you want to achieve the dream? Do you want to reach the goal? Write yes or no in the comment section. All right. Now, if you answer yes to both of those, I got one more question for you. One more question for you. And that question is, have you started yet? Have you started yet? And listen, you don't have to answer yes or no on this part in the comment section, because maybe you don't want nobody in your business. That's okay. But I do want you to answer that question to yourself. Have you started yet? Listen, this is not the time to exempt yourself. This is the time to examine yourself. Have you started yet? And if you haven't started yet, why not? Why not? You either have a legitimate reason or you have an excuse. But either way, you're going to have to deal with that procrastination. Let's look at this quote right here. This is one of my favorite quotes, and it's a quote by me. Take a screenshot of that or write it down. It says, don't wait until tomorrow to deal with your procrastination. Don't wait until tomorrow to deal with your procrastination. I like to play on words. You need to deal with your procrastination today, right now. And we're starting right here in this video. What do I mean by the word procrastinate? The word procrastinate means to put off intentionally and habitually the doing of something that should be done. Listen, this is an interesting and deep definition. See, there's something that needs to be done. There's something that should be a priority. There's something you should be taking action on. But he says procrastination is when you put off intentionally. You intentionally put something off. You intentionally slow it down to not doing it at all. But not only that, you do it habitually. You put it off habitually. You've made a habit of putting off doing what you need to do. This ends today. This ends today. Listen, this is part of I started a new series, a playlist called the Start Collection, and this is what this video is in. And you want to make sure you watch all of these videos because it's going to help you to overcome procrastination. It's going to help you to stop making excuses. It's going to help you to take action. Because listen, you want to get things done. You want to deal with procrastination. One of the reasons that people can't overcome procrastination is because when I ask most people, I say, well, what do you think is the number one reason people procrastinate? A lot of them respond with laziness. And that is not it. I don't believe that you're lazy. You've been dealing with procrastination, but it's not because you're lazy. And that's a misconception. So let me read to you. Listen, uh, first of all, before I even read this to you, let me tell you something. I've dealt with procrastination for years. I've had different situations. I went through years with a fear of driving. I procrastinated with that, learning how to drive. I procrastinated when it came time to get custody of my daughter. I procrastinated for 2 years before I took action. I procrastinated when God gave me the first idea, the first vision to write my first book, which is right here. See that brown book right there? And I procrastinated for 7 years before I took action. 7 years. So listen, you're listening to King Procrastinator. If I can overcome it, you can overcome it too. And I actually wrote about my testimony and my story, my procrastination story. We're writing the first book. I actually wrote about that, tell that story in this book, Whatever Devil, We Made It Anyway. But I'm sharing that because I'm about to read something out of here to you about people thinking that the reason you procrastinate is because you're lazy. But that's not it. Though there can be a reason. So let me just read it. Like I said, I'm going to read out of here. I'm going to read. You just listen. It says, many people think laziness is the main reason for procrastination, but I beg to differ. Though laziness can be one of the reasons, oftentimes it goes deeper than that. I can't tell you the number of people who work hard on their job but procrastinate on their dreams. Chew on that for a minute. Oh, that's good right there. Let me say it again. I can't tell you the number of people who work hard on their jobs but procrastinate on their dream. Their job gets overtime, but their dream gets no time. Woo! Woo! Oh man, that's good right there. I want to share with you my top reasons for why I believe people procrastinate. And so in that chapter, I deal with the main reasons that people procrastinate. So look, let me read a little bit more to you, because one of the reasons is fear. And I remember when I shared this story, this testimony about the laziness is not one of them, right? Well, could be it, but not really it. And one of the many reasons that I list in here, one of them is fear. One of them is fear. And I remember when I shared this, a lady instantly got defensive one time. She even did a whole live video on it. And she said, I procrastinate, but it's not because of fear. And the reason a lot of people get defensive on that is because fear oftentimes is seen as a sign of weakness. And so the first thing they want to say is, oh no, it ain't because I'm scared. It ain't because, I'm afraid. And I just brought that up to say this: don't allow pride to cause you to miss this. Like I said before, this is not the time to exempt yourself. This is the time to examine yourself. And you want me to be real with you? You want me to show you something that's really interesting? Procrastination doesn't need you to have fear at all. Think of this, just hear me out. Procrastination, as a matter of fact, procrastination works better when you don't fear. Because if you fear something, at least you can have something to point at and say, hey, I have a fear, I have this situation, and you can deal with it. But procrastination is different. And so let me give you an example to help you understand. So, how can I say this? So like, have you ever seen a movie or just heard a story where there's just say these drug dealers, right? And then there's this person who works for the FBI who's going undercover. You've seen stories like this, or watch Law and Order or whatever, right? And so This person goes undercover, acting as if he's with the drug dealers, acting like he's with them, right? But in reality, he's undercover working for the FBI. He's undercover and secretly planning to sabotage them and get them all arrested. You all know how this goes, right? Well, if you can understand that, likewise, procrastination is an agent, an undercover agent for fear. It's quiet. It's procrastination doesn't want you to look at procrastination as fear, but that's who it works for. So procrastination sneaks in just like an undercover agent, and you don't recognize the fear. So let me just read a little bit to you out of the same book, right? And by the way, if you have the book, I'm on the bottom of page 54. It says the reason procrastination is one of your biggest enemies is because it's a hidden fear. Procrastination is when fear sneaks in. It's when you're afraid but don't know you're afraid. Procrastination pretends to be on your side, but it constantly feeds you with excuses for why you should move forward. Why you shouldn't move forward. Let me read that again. I messed it up. Procrastination pretends to be on your side, just like the undercover agent, right? Procrastination pretends to be on your side, but it constantly feeds you with excuses for why you shouldn't move forward. It keeps you stagnant. It keeps your eyes on the dream, but your feet idle on the ground. Procrastination paralyzes you and justifies it with excuses. Procrastination is when fear goes undercover. It's a spy for fear. Listen, procrastination is when fear sneaks in. It pretends, and you think, hey, I'm okay. But in reality, you're afraid. Hey, check this out. I want to take this quick moment to share something with you that I believe is going to help. If you've been struggling with procrastination, I have a solution for you. Listen, I want you to do this. I want you to get this book, Whatever Devil, We Made It Anyway. Read chapters 2 and 3. These 2 chapters alone are going to help you to stop making excuses, overcome procrastination, and it's going to help you to apply application to get transformation. This is a book you want to get. Another thing I want you to do is I want you to get this shirt as a reminder to help you to stay focused. Listen, the link to the book and the shirt are in the description of this video. Now let's get back to this dynamic teaching. Man, I hope you're getting that. Procrastination is when fear sneaks in. It's when you're afraid, but don't know you're afraid. Let me give you an example. Little Johnny, right? He's on the baseball team. Little Johnny got his jersey. He on the sideline at practice. He shows up for every practice, but he's on the sideline practicing his swing, performing, getting his form together, right? And they say, little Johnny, come on up here and bat. And he said, little Johnny said, no, not yet. I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to perfect my swing. I'm trying to get my aim right, right? So in the meanwhile, little Michael is over here. He's going up, swinging, striking out a couple times. Might have tapped the ball, but little Michael is getting better. Every practice, little Michael striking out, but he's getting better. But little Johnny, he never even got up to bat. Why? Little Johnny, come on up here to bat. Hold up, not yet, coach. I'm working on my swing. I'm working on my form. I'm trying to get it perfect. Now, if you ask little Johnny, did he have a fear? Little Johnny would say, no, of course I don't have a fear. What are you talking about? I made the team. I went for the tryouts. I show up at practice. I got the jersey. What do you mean am I afraid? Little Johnny has a fear. He doesn't know he have a fear. What's little Johnny's fear, you may ask? Little Johnny has a fear that he won't hit a home run. Johnny has a fear that he won't hit a home run. Reminds me of this quote by Dr. Farrah Gray. Let me put it on the screen for you. It says, you don't have to hit a home run the first time, but you'll never hit a home run if you don't learn to swing. Likewise, a lot of you are like little Johnny. You out there, you're getting it right. You're ready aiming, but never firing. You're constantly trying to get it together. You're constantly trying to get it perfect. And that's not the way to do it. Listen, at some point, you're going to have to put wheels to the vision. At some point, you're going to have to go up there and bat the swing. You're going to need to go up there to bat. You're going to need to go out there and take the swings. And listen, you might strike out. But you say, you know what? I need to lower my bat a little bit. This time you might swing. You might have tapped the ball, went to the side. But listen, you're getting better. Next time you might have hit the ball and they caught it. You're out. But look, you don't hit the ball. Next time you hit the ball and made base. Next time you hit, and at some point, eventually, you're going to hit a home run. You just need to learn how to swing. But you've been procrastinating because you've been getting it right. And that's been the delusion. You don't think you fear because you've been getting it right, getting it together, getting it perfect. But you haven't taken action. You're going to have to take action. Listen, I want to show you something I wrote down on this board right here. And actually, you know what? It's going to be too bright. I'm going to pull it up on the big screen so you can see it. But before I do that, let me just show you this here. See this little black line right here? Because I know it's hard to see, but I'm going to pull it up on the big screen. This black line right here represents this is your lifespan, right? So this is you before you started. God gave you the vision somewhere. At some point you started right here. That's the start. And this is life after you start. This is the manifestation. Got it? So before you start, all of this in the red is what's going on. But after you start, all of this in the blue is what's going on. See the smiley faces? But let me pull it up on the big screen here so you can see it a little clearer. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. All right, here we go. So you've been procrastinating. This is what happens when you procrastinate. See all of that in the red? Excuses is the language for the procrastinator. Idleness, you're not going to be taking action. Inertia. I'm gonna do a whole teaching on inertia in another teaching. But notice the arrows going, see how the arrows point? It's taking you further away from manifestation. But then once you start, once you get on the other side of start, that you see in the blue, you're going to start taking action. You're going to discover your prayer. All of those things up in that momentum, and it's going to get you closer to manifestation. But you're going to have to stop procrastinating, because if you keep procrastinating, all you're doing is causing inertia. All you're doing is causing idleness. All you're doing is making excuses, and it's taking you further and further away from manifestation. Listen, now that we've discussed the thing that's hindering you from starting, now we got to talk about the actual start. Are you ready to start? I hope you are. And if so, I want you to watch this next video. We're going to teach you about getting started. Let's start. Let's go. So just click right there and I'll see you in that video. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And always remember that the word is your life.